Okay, we are live today. We are talking about rest and end date. So why is this important? The end date is the focus on this movie. Uh, to put an end date on a goal is very important because then you can work to the end date and make a schedule, step by step schedule to the end date. Maybe most important is that we are trained to have end dates. We have end dates all our life. When you went to school very young, we have tests uh, every month. We have like end dates. So we had to study to this end date. And when we were very, very small, it was a small test. But the more we went to school, the longer time we had to prepare for the end test. So we are like trained to have an end date. And most of us, we uh, manage to do the end date, do the test, put in our work for our studies at time, most of us. So we are like trained for an end date. Uh, when we did sports, um, some of us have done sports. There's like an end date. The competition starts that date, and you can't really do it the day after or 1 month after. You can't move the Olympic 1 month for, yeah, this year they have moved the Olympic, but still there is like a end date, and you practiced for the end date. So the thing is, when you put the end date, your your mind gets programmed so you can prepare. I went to school and I knew I had to read, I think it's 50 pages a day to do the final test. So I read 50 pages a day and I could do the final test. This was maybe 30 years ago. But you can like prepare to study, prepare to do the work you need to do to get to the end result. When you have a test or when you have a big work assignment or a big uh, sports event or whatever, the day before, even 2-3 days before, you rest, you block out that you have this work, this assignment, this training. The 17 days before Paralympic, I rested for 17 days. I trained a lot, 3 months, 4 months before the Paralympic. But the last 17 days, I maybe trained less than 10 hours. I only warmed up, did some stretching, so my body can rest until I high perform. It means that you have to prepare uh, and train a lot or adjust a lot for exams or whatever for a period of time, but then you need to rest, take a break. I went to the movies the day before my big test in at university and so on, because I knew I will have better results if I do something totally different, because it's like my body adjusts and relax. And then I did a test, and then I went to the Paralympic, and I peak performed. So there is like a system for having an end date and rest the days before the big event in your life. So resting and end date is very critical in business or in marketing or whatever work you do. You must put the exit. When is your exit? Many people, when they write the first business plan, they never do exit date. When are you going to have someone doing what you are doing and you can do something else? So one of the first things many mentors have told me, you really need to have an exit date. When is my place in my business gonna be replaced? Serious, this is very important. Is it after 2 years, 5 years? I have a customer, they work 2-3 years ahead because then they have their exit plan, and then we can plan for 2-3 years ahead, step by step, so they can have their exit plan. So this was the movie today about rest and putting up an end date, a date where you execute your goals in your life. It's very important to set a date for execute your goals. If you don't have a date, most of the time it will never happen. Seriously, it will never happen. If you put the end date, it will happen. And you can't pass that date. So I see you tomorrow on my subject, whatever it is tomorrow. So this subject was the end date. And I have a break. It's Sunday today. It's a resting day for me normally, but I do this live streaming every day. My goal is 100 days. So my end date for my live streaming is 100 days. I think it's day 30, 39. So I have 61 or 51, 59 to go. Okay, take care. See you tomorrow.